Hey everybody, my name is Gerren Lamson and I'd like to share with you today some quick tips and techniques in Illustrator, specifically around the alignment tools, the pathfinder tools, and some effects that you can use to change vector shapes into something a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to jump right in. I have two different projects that we can use to look at some of these techniques. The first, I've got a regular circle here on the left and a fork and spoon icon that I drew. If we grab this circle, we'll jump right in and apply our first effect. It's under Distort and Transform. It's called Zigzag. And what I like about this effect, if I go ahead and preview it, is that it evenly distributes points along the outer shape that we drew. If I start to change some of the numbers in here, we've got something that looks like a web badge that we may have seen online a couple years back. But what I wanted to show today is the smooth option, which I really love. So I'm going to click this guy, and we see that the sharp points have a rounded edge to them. And if we start changing these numbers again on the size and the ridges per segment, it gets a little more softer and closer into the original circle, a little more sophisticated. If I OK this and expand the appearance, so now we have a nice little seal that we haven't seen as much of yet, a great little branding element. Let's start changing the colors here, and we'll bring this icon that I drew on top of it. And now we're going to use our alignment tools, and we will select both of these and vertically and horizontally align it. And then I'm going to do one more little trick. We'll copy the shape, we'll paste it in front and change the fill to a stroke. Let's grab that teal color again and scale that stroke in. So now we're doing a little embellishment on our new seal shape. It's really nice to have that evenly spaced rounded corner to be able to duplicate this line in there. And one other thing about using icons and aligning it in a seal like this is if you have something that's a little heavier on the top like this, you may have to come in and shift them around just a little bit to get it visually aligned rather than technically aligned. So that's the first little technique I wanted to share. The second, we've got a couple other elements over here, starting with a rectangle, some type, a couple little line drawings, and some texture. So let's grab our rectangle and apply our effect. This time we're going to go to warp and we're going to go to bulge. And instead of bulging outwards, which this is typically set to, I'm going to add a -20 here and preview it. So we've bowed this rectangle in on the top and the bottom. If we go ahead and expand the appearance, we've already pretty drastically impacted what this rectangle looks like with a new shape. Now let's use the pathfinder tool and keep evolving this new seal that we're creating. So I've drawn this shape here and change it to red so we can see it a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and align that up in the top corner. Zoom in real quick. And we need to go ahead and copy this, bring it down, and reflect it. So we're getting that effect on the top and the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and group these guys together, use some shortcuts so we copy them, bring them to the other side, zoom in real quick and get a quick little alignment so we are pretty even here. Let's select everything and change it to black. So we have this really nice shape. Let's smash all these shapes down together. Using our pathfinder, this is an additive shape mode. We'll expand it to make it permanent. So again, evolving further away from the rectangle. Next, let's do some little notches. We'll grab this triangle that I drew and we'll add these guys on the sides. We'll put it into kind of in the position that we're looking to notch it. So we want to select them both and group them together. And then we'll grab everything and we'll vertically and horizontally align that so that notch in work is going to be even on both sides. And if we select everything, we're going to use the subtraction shape mode. And that basically just punches those shapes down. We'll expand it and make it permanent. And really quickly, I like the way that's looking. Let's add that to the top and the bottom. Maybe we'll get a little bit more drastic here for variety. Select these guys again and group them. We'll grab everything and vertically and horizontally align it. And let's punch that down and expand it. So evolving our look and feel here, it's much more different than a rectangle. It's got some personality. Let's bring our type over and sort of finish this guy out. So we've got the word pathfinder talking about these shape modes. I like the idea of beer a lot. I'm a big fan of beer, so let's create a little logo with inside this seal shape for a brew house. Bring it over on top. Let's change it to white so we can see what's happening. And I'm going to group both of these together. We'll select everything and vertically and horizontally align it. Because the type's a little bit larger, the primary type on top than the bottom, it's not completely even, so we'll do a little bit more visual alignment and scoot this guy up just a hair. So one or two other quick things I want to cover involve a little diamond here. If we wanted to embellish the corners but get an even effect, let's copy this thing and put it into relative position up here. We'll copy it across the way, and it's looking a little bit big. We'll scale it down. Group these guys together. Use some shortcuts and copy them and bring them down to the bottom. And then we'll group all four together. And then I'm going to select those diamond shapes and the frame and use again our vertical and horizontal alignment. Actually, let's do it to everything so that the type is lining up again as well. Let's start changing the colors and get it a little more consistent with our other project on the left. So we've got this sort of gray color and teal. I'm going to go ahead and change this nice little wheat icon to that teal as well. And then let's add some texture on top of this. So I've got some vector bits from a scan here that have been vectorized. And let's change those to a quick white. Just bring it on top and change down the opacity. And let's see, let's grab that white. So pretty quickly we've evolved a rectangle into something that's sort of looking like a seal for a logo. Again, this shape could be brought over to interactive work and be a nice call out on a page, or you can make business cards and get a nice die cut of this shape. But hope you guys enjoyed this, and good luck designing with these techniques. Definitely feel free to write me a message, and cheers.